So right now, I'm probably I haven't quite figured out all the editing stuff, so I'm gonna put something over this with some music. So if anyone's got any flows, Jimmy, just let it go, dude. Yep. Anything? No? Okay, fuck it. Let's start the show. Welcome to another special episode here on our studios. It's a new series we are calling Interviews until we come up with a better name. So what we're doing here is talking to our friends and family and getting their story recorded because, everyone has pictures to remember their loved ones by, but it's the voices that we forget first. So today we have our great friends, probably our best friends.
Yeah.
They are our best friends. Jimmy and Abby Jo Gearhart, welcome.
Oh God, that was good, man. Touch my
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How y'all doing?
Fantastic. I know my tits don't look like it, but I'm slim enough now. I could put these little track suits back on.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Thank you. Enough about me. You guys, thank you so much for doing this. This is our second episode doing this. Our first one, we interviewed my parents.
Yes.
And then we were just kicking around ideas. Jimmy, I know I hit you up about possibly doing this. And thank you again for agreeing. And I just want, hey, you guys.
Sorry, we have dogs that are like,
Good luck.
Ivy's attacking my feet, and Joker's pissed off about it, so he's growling at her. Stop it. Stop it. Joker.
So let's jump right into the questions. Where you guys grew up, and what was that like? I met you both on the East Coast in Virginia, but I don't know if that's where you grew up. So, ladies first, Abby, where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Newport News, Virginia. I'm still in Virginia. I've never left. That was boring. Move on.
She's up there.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Newport.
Brothers and sisters?
I had 2 sisters and a brother.
2 sisters and brother. Okay. And they're all still in Virginia too?
Yeah, Morgan, my oldest sister, she's in Virginia. My brother is actually in Florida, and my other sister passed away. Yeah, so I mean, everyone kind of ventured out, and then Morgan came back here, and I'm stuck here.
I'm glad you didn't look at Jimmy when you said stuck here.
Yeah, no. And then my brother, he's down in Florida. My parents moved away. Everybody left. So I'm here.
We're all pretty much about the same age, and we did high school in Oklahoma. You did high school in Newport News, Virginia. What was that like? Jimmy, you guys knew each other in high school, right?
I had a really good high school. It was typical stuff you got to deal with as a kid, but I had such a big circle, so and we kind of grew up. It was like a movie, man. It was a good upbringing, pretty much at high school. Yeah, I pretty much known her since she was like 16.
Sorry, dogs.
What?
Yeah. Don't come in this house on it. That's how they invite the people that they love.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, that's love right there. That's a love part.
Occasionally somebody gets bit, like me.
Oh, yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah, it's casual.
Jimmy, you played sports in high school?
I played like football pretty much, but when I was younger, I never really played varsity football. Like I played a lot more. We played pretty much a lot more Sandlot and stuff like that.
Did you
Because I
break
broke
any
my
bones?
collarbone. Yeah, I broke my collarbone. That's why I didn't really have a football career because I broke my collar. I snapped it in 3 places.
And
I was,
Something else you both have in common.
yeah,
What?
hey,
Broken
Oh.
collarbones.
Yeah, it's funny because Molly's face.
she has this side, I have this side. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just
This is
opposite.
mine.
Yeah,
when you hug, it's just
Yeah.
one
Thank
broken
God.
collarbone.
that's it. I known her since she was like 16. I was 17. So
Yeah.
like we kind of
We
like
met at a football game or a soccer
soccer
game.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, soccer.
Mhm. And
Where at?
his sister. So
I gave her a taste of the orange. She was like, man, ever since she was like the Asian boys.
Jimmy, when we met, I was in the Army and I was hanging out in the neighborhood and we met through a mutual friend in the unit I was in, Carmel. And Jimmy had it was awesome because Jimmy had served, but he was out of the Army. So the rest of us were in the Army, most of us, but this dude smoked all the weed. And but he used to call himself Jimmy the Asian Persuasion Gearhart.
Want to test the occasion. Want to test your cup.
Still does.
Because Jimmy, you're half Korean, right?
Yes. Korean and German and a whole bunch of other stuff like Nigerian.
Yeah.
All kinds. Like my family goes deep.
Like a candidate? You said Manchurian?
No,
Like
Oh,
Nigerian. Like
Okay.
all kinds of stuff, dude. Like my sister had
like us.
yeah.
23andMe or
Yeah.
something.
No, it was the other one. It was-
Ancestry.
yeah, the ancestor.
I did
Yeah.
that one too.
And it was I was
Oh,
like, damn. Like
Yeah.
so many different things. It's ridiculous. Like
and
okay.
am I do one hell of a cook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can
Okay.
cook for dinner, man.
fake stuff.
I always joke that it's MacGyvering dinner because there'll be nothing in the house. Nothing. And he could just make an amazing meal out of nothing. And I'm like, how did you MacGyver this?
I like food.
It's like,
I'm
do we
a,
have the toothpick?
Look,
Or
I'm a recovering fat guy, so I really like to eat. I feel like
There's no such thing as a recovering fat guy. We're always fat. No matter what. No matter what.
No, that's when you say my inner fat.
yeah, there it is.
Oh,
there it is. So are either Jimmy is James, right? And Abby's Abby Joe. Are either of you named after anyone in your family?
I'm named after my dad. I'm a junior.
Are you really? I didn't know that.
Really?
Yep.
I never knew that.
So as a junior, can you go by junior or can you go by second, or does it have to be designated on the
I
They
think
usually
second.
find a
Yeah, it's junior. I'm a
Yes.
JR. Yeah.
okay. But it's the same
That's
thing,
my
isn't
dad.
it?
So if I would have had a son, and I named him like my name, I think it'd be a third or a
No,
first.
he'd be a.
It'd be a second.
Wouldn't he be a second?
I don't know.
Oh, I
It'd
know how that
junior.
works.
If you're junior, he'd be the third.
be a
Oh,
third.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
But see, a junior can be the second as well,
you
right? It
can.
just depends on how you
Yeah.
name it.
Oh, okay.
Either way, but whatever
Yeah.
is on your birth certificate is what you go by.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering because like some people
Yeah,
go by
yeah.
so go the second, some people go by blah 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 too.
gotcha.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
junior.
I didn't know that about you, dude. We've known each other for
He went to go get milk when I was 5.
Huh?
Yeah, I said he went to go get milk when I was 5.
I understand.
Probably why I'm lactose intolerant.
Fuck that milk.
Yeah, milk. Like, oh, my daddy.
like
Oh,
I like that.
milk. I can milk.
Abby Joe, are you married after? Or not married? Shit, named after him?
After?
I mean, you're married
Like-
to that guy.
Well,
Uh,
this guy.
He's a
good-
No, I'm not named. I'm not named after anyone. I'm like, I mean,
Tell me the reason you got the name though. Oh, well. Yeah, you told me.
Oh, I don't,
Never mind, we're old. Can't remember.
Okay.
But no,
Wait,
you got me.
no, I'm not named after anyone. It was just a weird, unique name. And I tried to convince my parents. One time they told me that there was another Abby in the hospital the day I was born. Same birthday, same name.
Right.
They were Abigail and I was Abby Joe. So I told them that I was probably switched at birth. Because I know I mom, and I was like,
for them.
I must have been switched at birth. And so, but anyways, she was like, no, that's impossible. And then finally she was like, no, they were Asian.
Always been a connection, y'all.
Yeah, and now look at
I was looking for my Asian family.
That's what you.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
you were on the wrong eastern coast. You should have been.
Yeah, I was on
Well,
something.
Should have went over, yeah.
Yeah.
Something was.
Where they come in at.
Mhm.
They do.
What you talking about?
So, you two first met in
High
high school, but
Yeah.
that's. I mean, how long have you been married?
That's 2014.
Okay, so 2004. So
Yeah,
there
we're
was a
together.
lot of time. Like,
Kind of
you
get
guys,
like 2011.
you guys knew each other, and then kind of went and did your own thing, and then met back up. What was the meet back? When did you guys?
2011.
Yeah, and how did that happen?
You want?
Yeah, I was. So, in 2011, I was laid off from work here and there. So, I had always been friends with his sister. Like her and I were best friends in high school and stuff like that. When he came back from Texas, I was laid off for a couple of weeks at the time. And I was like, hey man, I love history and I know that he loves history. So I was like, hey, you want to go to Yorktown? I got some time off. Let's go to Yorktown and look at the museum and do stuff like that. And I think that was the first place we went to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on, the sound cut out for a sec. We may be losing you, but we got that tropical storm coming in, so the internet's been. Yeah, hold
Right.
on. Okay,
Oh.
okay, you're back now. Okay,
Okay.
Yorktown Museum
Yeah.
first date. Was that the first date technically,
Yes.
Yeah.
or was it just a hangout, or did you both know you were on a date?
Hangout, I think.
That's how we kind of like started. It was a hangout.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
when we first linked back up together,
same thing. So we knew each other in high school, and then we linked back up in 2011.
and I thought it was a date. Like I flew her out to Colorado, like, and I was like, "This is a date with my fucking high school crush." So, but she didn't think that. She thought it was just a friend thing,
I didn't
and
know
luckily, I didn't fuck it up. So, was there anything like that with you guys? Did one of you guys think one thing, or did you both know that was like? But also, I don't know.
I think she was more the same mindset. I think she was actually as Stacy, like the same thing. Like I was
like
thinking that
all friends were, hanging out. Like,
I thought,
okay,
it was
cool.
like the funny thing is she talks about 2011. I kind of knew like I was lining myself up to kind of get in a relationship with her when I was driving over the road and I was what? I was like in Arizona. I remember
Like, see that? He's trying to
I was
make it
like-
clear.
yeah, I was like in Arizona and I was held over there. I was driving trucks. So me and she called me up because we had something going on
Yeah.
that we kind of both wanted to talk about. And then right then I was like, man, it never worked out with her. I bet you I can make it work out. I bet you I can make it work. So my whole goal, because I knew eventually I was coming back to Virginia within the next 6 months to a year, I was coming back.
So he was thinking about you for 6 months to a year.
Oh,
Just, You
had a look back. Yeah, but-
I actually didn't know that.
yeah. So she thought
He's like, well,
the only thing.
this man's been stalking you.
Like, dude, like she thought, like for real, like she thought for
right.
the first couple times that we hung out that I kind of thought it was like that until that's when I approached her. When I approached her,
God.
like we were seeing each other, which I thought we
We
were
were
dating.
hanging out
I
like
thought we were
every
dating.
Thursday night. Our favorite band would play at this one
And we'd go
spot,
out
and we would go out and dance
for
just
months.
to have fun. Yeah, for
Yeah.
a couple months.
It was Stillhouse. It was over
Steelhouse.
there by off of Denby. And damn.
Didn't be a
It used to be Billy's place.
Where Billy used to get shot.
That's, yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much right there. But I think that's why they closed out because there's a shooting in front of something. I think that's
We
what
used
they-
to go out all the time, and nothing ever happened between us. We were just hanging out all the time, and
Yeah.
So
So I had to find out, man. So I approached her and I was like, "Hey, look, like, what are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm."
this
Yeah,
was
good.
this was on the first date at the.
Oh, this was like months later.
Oh, okay.
This was like probably like between 5 or 6 months later.
so maybe
Yeah, something like that. It was months that we were hanging out. Like she was sleeping over or doing
Nothing would
anything. Yeah,
happen.
but she was sleeping over. Like
I was like,
so, I'm like, okay. So, like, maybe this will work out. And so I had to find out. So I asked her, and she was like, "I really like just hanging out." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." I was like, "I respect that." And I
Yeah,
ghosted. So I was like,
sleeping over, Jimmy's driving to the gas station to take dope. And he's like, I know where you're sitting in front of this fucking
but it was insane, dude. It was insane because like
I was like,
we didn't talk. We didn't talk for a couple weeks. Like
yeah. I
she
was
would-
like sending messages.
and I was like, "No, I'm kind of busy." Like
You're
I was like,
answering.
because I'm the kind of dude. I was like, "Look, because I had feelings. Like I had feelings. It'd been unfair to myself. Act like I didn't have these feelings,
Mm.
and then we act like we're friends. And she starts seeing somebody, I'll be uncomfortable. So I was just like, I'm not going any further
So
with it.
instead of just telling her, you just were backing away.
I was like, no, like she's the one that told me she didn't want a relationship. So I was like, oh no, fine. I understand. Like,
Yes, and it kind of
that's when I went this way and she went that way, and then we like,
yeah, it was messed up because like he like said, "Hey, I'm into you and I want to see you, and be exclusive." And I was like, "No,
I was
I
like,
like how this is going right now.
I was like,
I don't want that." And he was just like, "Okay." And then
yeah, I go.
That's heartbreak, dude.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I felt a certain way. I was pissed off. I wanted to be disrespectful. I felt,
he
but
was
I
mad.
couldn't. But I couldn't. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like realistically,
That's true love.
I had assumed that she was like working towards a relationship with me, and she wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
but it was crazy because like we saw each other and we came across each other in the same bars,
Mhm.
and we talked like civil. It was like hi, and then moved
Yeah.
on.
And then I kind of snapped on you one night.
And then she reached out. No, you don't act off. No. She reached out to me.
I want to hear about this thing.
Okay, no. What I had called him and texted him and
Oh, yeah,
tried to
she
get a
did.
hold of him
Yeah.
for like 2 weeks, and I was like,
She just
what the hell is going on? And he's not answering my phone calls. So I see him in a bar and I'm like, hey,
yeah, that's what happened.
how's it going? I forgot this part.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, great. And he's like with the boys and everything. And I was like, hey, let's
I think I was with Hess and Dad or something.
and I was like, hey, let's talk. And he's just being like looking over my head. Like, I don't care. And then
I know that. Yeah.
yeah.
Jimmy's big for an Asian.
Yeah.
You know when he's looking over you.
Yeah. And I'm like,
It's always-
hey, I'm trying to make eye contact. So I'm like, grabbing him, like, hey. So like, you've been ghosting me, and is it because I won't be exclusive?
And I was honest. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. He's like, well, I
Yeah,
can't be
pretty much.
friends with you if
Because and I explained to her, I was like, because I have feelings I'm already kind of invested. So like, we couldn't have an honest like friendship because it'd be more
Right.
on my side than with theirs. You know what I mean?
as you're saying this, like I see it playing out because Jimmy is doing everything but making contact with you.
100%.
Like, yeah, because
That's it for me. And I'm like, hey, fuck you. Hey,
until you say something he wants to hear, he ain't gonna fucking
100%.
Yeah, pretty much.
See,
That's
what
what
I
you
said. This is crazy. So I was like, so what you're saying is that we can't be friends if I don't date you? And he goes, yeah. Basically, I was like,
I mean,
okay.
Let's try this out. And look. Huh?
I was like, okay, I guess. And he's like, yo, I'll call you later.
the baby got to go hang out with his boys.
It wasn't like that. We all kind of hung out.
Like she ended up going to like the Cactus different bar because she was with her friends, and then I ended up going home because I had to work the next day. So like I just went home.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild ride.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It worked out.
honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest here. That when I originally asked him to like go hang out at Yorktown and do the tourist shit, it was more of a I want you to see what you missed out on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Dude.
No.
No, because she had no intention. She what?
Because
No,
I was so
I
in
was-
love
no,
with him in
no,
high
no.
school.
High school, like I just hey, I was not a good dude in high school. I was not a good dude in high school.
Well, she was into you then, and you weren't.
Very
too good
much
to-
so. Like
Oh, I'm just saying, you missed out on some years, man.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but like I tell her all the time. I tell her all the time that it lined up perfectly because I said if we would have stayed together, like we would not be together. She would probably hate me right
No,
now.
I agree. Same for us.
yeah, same for us. We had to go through what we had to go through in order to.
Because
Exactly.
I became the person that I became before me and her got together. Because that person was I mean, years prior to that, I was a good person, but like fucking the person she knew in high school and the person that she met when we got back together was a total opposite of who I was. I was a dick. Like,
I treated everyone before her like a piece of shit, and I kind of, for a while that, she put up with me, and I turned like.
It had to happen when it happened for us for me to have the patience.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's her right there.
Like, deuces, mother.
Yeah, same. Like, no, I agree.
Because, like we still like even after we got back together, when we first got back together, like it was perfect. And then we hit a spot where I had to get a separation. She had to get a separation.
Yeah.
And it was probably the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Because when we came back, like we both realized how much we missed each other. But we
Right.
didn't want that again. So
And we both knew what we wanted,
and we also got better from that point on. It was a communication because all we did was scream at each other.
Right.
Do that, and that
Another kid just decided to leave. So
that's awesome that you're able to. I mean, because most people, can't work through that. Like once the separation happens, like fuck it, I'm going somewhere else. But instead, you guys were able to come back and mend it, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we had the divorce papers. Yeah, I had them drawn up. Like they were
What
ready.
makes it even more amazing, and of course I'm going to make light of it, is that Jimmy, you're wearing a Cowboys hat, and Joe, you are, you are a Redskins fan. What are they now? The Commanders.
Nice.
But so
My
in
family
order,
is Redskins.
All day, like
pretty easy,
And-
baby Joe. I've seen the football, and it's right over here in your
I love football.
right.
oh Lord.
Football club. So I thought that was like, oh my! I think he married a Redskin family.
It's a family of
Dude, it's
Redskins.
horrible, man. When they were like on football Sunday, like because the Cowboys, like, they have a tendency of not doing it. So, like, so it was,
And you gotta tell me I jump ship.
Yeah. I mean, it okay, so going back to like our high school stuff, I was like obsessed with him in high school. So, and I was just head over heels in love with him. I wrote him a note telling him how much I cared about him. And
dick. I'm telling you,
he
I was
balled
like,
it up, threw it in the trash, didn't even talk to me.
the fucked up part, she found it in the trash. Like,
I
she
know,
found it.
yes,
in the
I did.
trash.
And I was just like,
That's a
oh
dick,
my
dude.
God, that broke me. So I was like, and honestly,
Dude.
oh
Cody, I was bad.
my God, it's so much work.
Good
Oh,
dog.
it's worse.
It's just high school we're
Yeah.
talking.
It's
So
just,
then I end up like coming over to him and I'm like at the house for something, but Shannon's not there. And I'm like talking to him and I was like, oh,
she was at the house. I was
your prom is coming up, and I was like, are you going to your prom? And he was like, uh, I haven't decided, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I'm going to your prom. And he was like, told his sister, like, I can't accept the fact that she's going with another guy and all this stuff. And I'm like,
Okay, so when you say your prom, you guys went to the same high school or different high school?
Yeah, we went the
Same.
same run.
I was a
Okay.
year younger. So
You're
she was-
younger. Okay, so there was like junior, senior prom, or
It was senior
They're
prom.
the same.
oh,
it
okay,
was-
okay.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
went. She
it's
went to
senior
mine.
prom.
She went to my prom with somebody.
Oh,
But
okay.
and
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
I mean, it's crazy because like he was just like done. I'm like, we never had anything going on. What are we talking about?
We didn't. I kept leading her on, bro. Like I would add, like I would lead her on. We have makeout sessions. Come on, nothing crazy. We never
Like
had.
where?
It was
Where's
like-
making out?
Was a play.
Well,
What do
like,
you mean?
like, there was no sexual relations. There was.
Yeah.
It was just no. It was just.
Where you making out?
On couches, the parties,
Yeah, all that, man. All that.
drinking. all
Dude,
that.
you don't understand.
It's
Like,
just
you-
wherever you guys happen to meet up, you're just
Right.
like, okay,
No,
we go out, or you guys like going.
We hung out. So we hung out in the neighborhood. That's where we pretty much the same thing that we did when you came was the same thing we were doing when we were like 10th, 11th grade, man. Yeah. And like people's campers, like we were at people's houses with like 40 ounces. Like we threw parties in like high school, we were in college. Like we were in
In
college.
Kansas, it was the basements because everybody
Yeah.
had basement. So
Yeah.
Same thing, same thing.
Somebody else's house and hang out in the basement. That's
Yep, there it is.
Jimmy,
It was-
were you
That's-
still throwing lighters in the bonfires while
No,
I
that-
was hanging out? Back then, you motherfucker. This dude, okay, when I first started hanging out with them, we're in the back. Like every Sunday, we go play fucking sand volleyball at the Gills. And we get drunk, and then everyone's up late, and they had this old, what was like a old dishwasher, fucking the guts of it.
Yeah.
But that was the barrel.
Yeah.
And so we'd always sit around fucking drinking. I'm in the army, so we're hammered, but Jimmy's stoned as shit because he always has lighters. And when they get low and they don't work anymore, he doesn't tell anyone and just throw these things in the fucking, and then waits until they just go, boom.
Yeah, the shit out of everybody.
Although, yeah. The fucking split shit out of the motherfucker.
Double thing. Like, that's all.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh, yeah.
but it was the same way, man.
You
Like,
guys are hanging out like that in high school, and you're making out at parties, and then he's just blowing you off.
the next day when I'm not drinking, I'll have nothing to do with it, pretty much. Like,
I'd be
I
like,
would just
hey,
go
how's
around
it going?
and just keep going. Like, I don't even.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I was a dick, bro. Like, I was.
You were every
I was that way
90s
till
movie.
27, 28. That's. I was an asshole at about 27, 28, something like.
So
So
okay,
then he definitely deserved the hey,
Yes.
let's go hang out.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
She knows.
Yeah. I even told him that. I even told him. shit.
well now I
Oh,
feel
so-
sorry for calling you a bitch.
Oh, it was like I was.
Oh hell, that doesn't even cover it.
understand it.
The night before he left for
well, we gotta do this
the
on-
night. Oh yeah, we're laying it all. So he's
my
graduated. It's the night before he left for boot camp. Shannon tells me to go tell him we're leaving or something. Me and her are going somewhere.
Oh,
There's this party
Man,
at
I'm drunk.
the house.
Well, hold on. Let me explanation. My mom left for a whole week before I went to boot camp.
Oh God.
No parents, none. She's in Alaska. Her husband is in the Navy and is on a 6-month tour. Like, he's not coming back for another 4 months after I leave. So I'm like, shit, you think I'm not gonna throw a party? So like we were throwing bangers, man. Bangers. Like we were so fucked. By the time she came in here, I was
Yeah, so I go in and I'm like,
oh
hey,
hell
open
yeah.
the door. I'm like, hey, Stan and I are going to play pool. We'll see you later. He's like, hey, before you go,
Oh.
give me something to remember you by.
I said you should. I ain't say Jeremy. Make me sound like a
sorry.
rapist. I said you make me sound like I'm gonna take it was good. I
Hey,
said, well,
you should give me something to remember you by. I'm leaving tomorrow.
that's not leading more.
And I'm like, that's funny. And I shut the door.
And I was like, that can happen.
You had 2 years. You had 2 years to get something to remember her by.
Tell you I was horrible. I was not a good person. I'm okay with that now. I'm a good person now. Or
Yeah.
Jimmy, what were you looking for when you asked for that?
No, come on.
Check on the cheek.
good conversation. Good conversation.
I'm like,
Healthy conversation. I didn't know if it was a lock of hair or
but
Conversation.
yeah, but I did him some more dirty.
Bro, she's a
I
luck.
did. He wrote me a very nice
I did.
letter.
You know when you get basic, you
yeah.
knock down,
Yeah.
you sober up. Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny still has those letters from girls in his own chat.
Wait, no, I don't.
I got the letter.
They're for family and friends.
No, you still have some from some girls, 2 different girls, I believe. I read them.
I threw it out.
Johnny, you slut.
I threw those away. I didn't realize they were in there. They've been there for years.
I found them in shows. How did
They're
you
gone.
not know?
Think about it. Sometimes people work away.
So he sent you a note while he's in boot camp.
Yeah, I kept it.
Was it early on, Jimmy? What phase are we in? What
Shit,
phase
man,
do you-
I was about to go to school, so I was in my last week or two. Like I was
Oh,
almost
okay. Oh,
it was fucking crazy long weeks. Like 14 basic was like stupid. Like 14 weeks or some dumb shit like that. It was stupid. 14.
well, yeah, because you had one station unit training because you were combat arms. So you did basic upon your other shit.
Yeah, it sucked, bro. It sucked because I did my basic and then graduated. And you know how you get that? Normally you get a weekend pass, but my family had to go back. So I went the 6 or 7 blocks down the street and went to my school, man. I was like, really? Yeah, it was horrible.
Dude, I went from Jackson to Eustis. Yeah. So, like, so he sends you this letter. And what's it say if you don't, I mean, you don't have to tell
Like,
but
hey, girl.
yeah.
he said, hey, girl.
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Mother.
I know you didn't really do all that. You actually asked. She asked me. It's right there. It is.
Read it. Read
No,
it.
no.
Okay.
She can just
Okay.
tell us.
Okay.
It's okay.
No, it's like, say, hey, girl.
We won't expose Jimmy that hard.
Yeah, say, hey, girl.
Sorry, girl.
It's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Was this spelled with a U or a I?
Oh, it was with an I. Yeah, it was,
Oh.
it's the 90s. Yeah. It's,
Friendly man.
so,
That's right.
but yeah, I was like, what you been up to? I ain't been doing shit. Boot camp's been crazy. I'm gonna be in Texas for my permanent party or something, and oh, I might actually get to see a Cowboys game
Yeah, I was
in
always,
person.
always Cowboys fan. Always.
And he's like, so what's up? Are you gonna write me back?
No, I know. I apologize in that letter too.
Oh, she doesn't love them.
Okay. I don't know. I was hoping to make myself look.
The whole context
God,
of the letter
Yeah,
is an
like-
apology.
No, it's
I
just more
probably
like
apologize. I probably
it was
apologize.
trying to feel me out, like, hey, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
And then it was like at the end, it was like, I hope to hear back from you, and here's my address, and
You know,
stuff
long
like that.
ass fucking
Yeah,
Jimmy,
Jimmy, all you did,
live.
Jimmy just extended the "Do you like me?" check, yes or no.
That's pretty much probably what it probably was.
You
Yeah.
respond back, we're good. Yeah.
nope.
And then I kind of we just didn't communicate. Like we didn't. And then I came back from the military.
Hold on. You didn't respond, but you kept the letter.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think
It's hard to throw me away, man.
Perfect.
He wanted to, but he wasn't going to because he was an asshole.
Right. But
right. But I wanted to keep the letter as in like, here's proof that he has feelings right here.
No, man, I believe that
that.
a little bit of Stockholm.
Yeah, you beat me.
It's probably a little bit of Stockholm. I treated her so bad she fell in love with me.
Just wear him down.
Actually, that's kind of how it worked in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So
I mean,
Keep me down.
yeah.
Then
And
yeah,
I really
no,
don't.
I never
Because
realized.
it was, well, he really likes you.
It's not. Parents mess this up like that. Well, if he loves you, he loves you. Well, when you're a kid, they tell you that. They're like, if he's slapping you around, girl, he loves you.
No,
And you're, what?
Are you getting the open hand?
And that's like, and you're like,
This means fucking love.
it's like, now you're looking back on it, it's like,
so bad.
yeah, that's caused me a lot of trauma.
yeah.
Right.
So fast forward, you're married, and one of the stories I wanted to get into is you guys talk about living in a truly haunted house, and it has sparked from what I've seen. You guys go visit, you guys go to Gettysburg and do all these haunted tours whenever you go on vacation. So talk to me about this haunted house. Tell us, like, and it wasn't, from my understanding, it wasn't like a good haunting, like the cities.
it was.
There was some shit that happened. Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that happened in there, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think
you guys feel comfortable talking about it, or
Yeah, we know the history and everything.
I just know that sometimes if you talk about it, you invite it back, kind of thing. But
no,
so
we talked.
we talk about it. We don't live there anymore. We sold the house. Somebody else owns it. But
Anyway,
like, I was like, I feel bad about this long. I did that. I was like,
No.
I'm glad we're done with it. Yeah, but
So,
it was.
let's talk about like the first things we started noticing kind of right out the gate was like we'd be watching TV and this black mist would come out of the hallway and up the wall while we're watching the TV, like straight ahead, and we kind of would look at it, and then we were like,
it's one at the corner of the eye type of thing.
like peripherals. So where is this house? You don't have to give us the exact address.
So we're going. I'll give you the best thing for me to get a breakdown of the house. So the house is close to Colonial Williamsburg. The house is on the actual battlefield of one of the bloodiest battles that we had here in this area.
it was the Battle of Williamsburg.
Yeah. So and it
During
was
the Revolutionary.
Yes.
At Fort Magruder.
so the thing that happened there, it was kind of like the out. Yeah, it's Fort Magruder. It's So pretty much what happened is it's kind of like the Alamo. They were outnumbered by a lot and pretty much came under attack and got slaughtered, got massacred. And we're pretty much where that house was at. You can actually see where the fort was at. Like you look over and it's like probably
with rains, you can still smell the blood coming up from the fucking.
It's pretty much like 2 blocks. It was like 2 blocks away. So we had a guy, one of her friends, come over and he was doing a metal detector. He found bullets, buttons, bayonets. Like he found all kinds of stuff in our
Just
backyard.
in our little backyard.
Yeah, not in our yard.
Like a
So
poltergeist scene.
but no, this is the this thing's crazy right here because they found little itty bitty like lead toys from back in that era.
Kids' toys.
Kids' toys.
Wow.
So,
It was
so
like-
you guys could possibly just be having lead poisoning.
Yeah. Probably go into the water source and probably like, dude.
We're lucky to be here.
Bottle that up and sold that water at parties.
Yeah. That damn house, it wasn't just like one ghost. It was a multitude.
Like,
Yeah.
I think we counted one time, and it was the old
So many
lady,
different. Yeah.
the
two couple,
soldier,
the two couples.
the couple, the dog.
Yeah.
We think that was a dog, and
The
then
man with the heavy boots.
that I said
Oh, yeah.
that's for the children.
Yeah. The kids laughing.
Yeah,
Fuck
So-
that. That's when I'm out.
that
That's when
one's
I'm out.
weird.
Well, you
Like,
gotta
everyone else I feel like I can want to fight, but children laughing. How?
dude, it was bad because that's when me and her, we were probably together for almost a year and a half. So we got that place, and the reason I moved in is because, dude, like I was paralyzed pretty much. Like I was on arm bars and stuff. Like I couldn't move my legs for like 9 months.
It was 5 months.
Yeah, so something like that. But I couldn't even walk. So like I was stuck in that house. Like I was stuck on the couch. And I couldn't even sleep in the bed with her because I couldn't get my legs up to get
Yeah.
on the bed because it hurt so bad. So, like, I just pretty much laid on the couch and tried to get myself to the bathroom. A lot of times she had to help me take showers. Like, it was bad, dude. So
Yeah.
I just like laid there and it fucked with me all the time. And it was so many of them. It was so many of them, dude. Like, it was,
There's just a
Oh, man,
lot
it
of
was scary.
activity. There was the old
Old
lady.
lady.
She would peek her head around. Like there was a fridge that was kind of like over across the room like this, and you just see the side of the fridge.
She's
And
doing the Miss Doubtfire?
yeah.
Can the cake?
Well, she would
Yeah.
peek. She'd peek around the fridge,
That's all you see was this, a silhouette.
and we were like,
No. Yeah.
you know, yeah. And then
Gavin seen it.
yeah,
Gavin asked me about it.
Friend. Right, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. A friend of ours. Like
And
he's
then-
like,
then so the mist in the hallway. There was another really low mist
mhm.
that would come in, and we thought it was an animal.
Yeah, we didn't know what
And
Or okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
well,
was thinking
there was
like,
the one mist that would come in and it was angry and go
it
up
was
the wall.
dark. Like
And
when
the
I
other mist
say
would just
black,
stay low and on
Yeah.
the floor.
the other one was more like a fog. Like it wasn't really black, but like the
Right.
the darkness that we called it, it was black. Like you couldn't see inside it. Like
It was
it was just dark. It
angry.
was and this is how we know that like at first I witnessed stuff, I didn't speak on it. I was like, man, I'm going crazy. I'm on this medication right now. I'm probably going crazy. Seriously, dude, because like they were just feeding me drugs. Dude, it's like VA, like the VA in like 2010, 2011. I mean, that was the era where they were killing me. So like people dying in the weight room and all stuff. They were just feeding me all these pills. They were just feeding me pill after pill. Like, hey, try this, do this, take this. Here's some-
what was it? The Sacklers that were poisoning America. Yeah.
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 Like, I remember like sitting there and being asleep on the couch and the TV, how it's set up, like the couch was right here, how we're sitting, the TV was in front of us on an entertainment stand. And then to the left was our kitchen with an old lady. And then like straight down the hall, like straight in front of me was our hallway, right? So, you know, when you could tell when somebody walks in front of the TV, because it gets like muffled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had my eyes closed and I'm laying down and I hear the muffle and then I hear it and went by in the TV. Like it kept walking back and forth. And then finally I was like, I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm sleeping. So I'm over there just acting like I'm sleeping, like moving, like trying to act like sleep, right? So I'm freaking out. I'm crazy. So I guess I pissed it off because I didn't fucking respond to it. So next thing you know, I feel this mask like just rush towards me. And it felt like somebody was like right over top of me. And I was like, I cannot open my eyes. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Finally, I opened my eyes and I sat up and there was nothing there. But that's the stuff.
With something there.
Like
Yeah.
our bed where we're sleeping at night, somebody would either sit on our bed and you could feel them sit, or they would stand there and they would just
Shake
push
it.
on it
Like bump the bed all the time.
all night.
And then there was another one, like
Oh, no.
there was one of the ghosts could not come in our bed. Like
Yeah.
it just,
Wasn't
it would
allowed.
come to the doorway and you could feel it at the doorway. And so I'd be in there like folding clothes and I'm like it's just right here, at the doorway, standing there
Yes.
staring.
You always feel like
and-
you're washing that house.
Yeah.
Always.
And then the kids would be gone and somebody would be digging through their toys.
Mhm.
Digging.
Yeah, you
Like,
hear the toys. You hear the little small
Yeah.
cars hitting each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
another time
On the attic. Tell them about the attic. I left.
so let's talk attic.
I left.
Okay.
I will.
Motherfucker.
I tell. So we're up there, like we're in the process of selling the house. So we're trying to fix it up. So we had to put installation, some brand new installation in our attic. So like I'm unrolling it, hand it to her. She's down there like on her hands and knees
Shimmying up the
because she's
thing,
lighter.
rolling
So
them
she's
out.
over there doing that, and I'm bringing it, stretching it out, and then she just fixing it. And I was playing with her. She was bent down in front of me. I was like, "Yeah, girl," and I grabbed her hips. And when I grabbed her hips, something grabbed my fucking hips. And I bolted. Now, you know how a roof is. It's like probably about joists are probably about 12 to 16
16 inches.
inches. I'm running full speed and I never missed a joist. Like
Popping
you're
across
supposed to climb
joints.
down the ladder. I jumped. I just jumped and I hung from the fucking, I was so scared. Like I said, come on. Like I told,
He ran away and said, "Hurry up!"
I think I'll
Yep.
probably, she's still bent over. And I turn around.
I'm shimmying down the door
I see her shimmying, like
backward.
not even standing up to walk out. So she's shimmying. And I turned around, I was like, get out. And I'm hanging, I'm in the back. She's way back there. Like, she's like,
I was like,
You have no idea what the fuck's going on.
no, but
I'm
look,
like,
like that shit. When I tell you, fucking like the hands that fucking grabbed my waist, like it grabbed and pulled. So like that's why I freaked out, bro. Like they used to
go.
fuck, bro. Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Ghost. Like I don't know what's about to happen.
I mean, are they shack size? I mean, did they cover
They're
you?
bigger than my hand. They're bigger than my hand. So like my like, yeah, they grabbed like it. Like you could tell it was hands that grabbed me.
And
Dude,
sorry,
like,
I don't mean to laugh, but also
no, but like it's funny.
Alright,
You think about it, funny. Like in that house,
funny to me.
I had many like that thing used to mess with me all the time, whatever it was, all the time. I guess because I was in there so much and I was injured. But like it,
On medication.
Yeah.
Susceptible.
yeah. So like,
Oh, there you go.
and then I finally got better. I got better, and I started working. And my schedule, I didn't get off till like 4:30 in the morning. And she'll tell you stories of when she was in the shower,
So funny.
like
Well, two major things happened to me that really kind of fucked me up. I was like, I can't be in this house alone anymore. And one, I was cleaning the house and I was, we had like a little bathroom off the kitchen and I was cleaning it and I have this little geode thing. I still have it to this day. And it's like this little purple geode and it was kind of falling apart. And I was like, oh, damn, it's kind of falling apart, Kids better stop messing with this because it's going to fall apart, right? And so I cleaned the counter and I put everything back, left the geode where it went next to the sink faucet. And I went to the other bathroom, was cleaning the other bathroom, all this stuff. And I was like, sweet. I come back around and I'm like sweeping the kitchen. And that fucking geode is sitting at the very tip front of the sink. And I'm like, these motherfucking kids. I like grab it and I put it back and I was like,
nobody's
They're not.
there. Nobody,
Yeah.
not even me.
And I
I'm
was
not
like-
even there. Nobody's there.
fuck this. And I laughed. I was like, yeah, this somebody's fucking with me. So that's one of three things. So the other thing was I was folding laundry. Like I said, I could always feel that person come up and like stand in the doorway and shit. And I'm like cleaning the bedroom and I'm like, picking up the kids' toys and shit like that. And I hear something like somebody's in the kitchen. And I'm like, fuck. And I kind of just stopped. And then I hear two kids hysterically laughing in the kitchen.
And all the
And
time.
I'm getting chills just talking about it.
Either laughing or they're bouncing a ball that's
Right.
there.
The ball. Yeah. These kids
So
are
we had hardware
hysterically laughing and I'm by myself. And I'm like,
all the time. Like,
so I go around and I like look in the kitchen and I'm like, okay, maybe there's kids outside. So I go out the back door and then I'm like looking around, no kids, no adults, nobody's out there, nothing. It's the middle of the day in the middle of the week. And I'm like, well, that was fucking weird.
yeah.
How
Because-
long did you guys live in this house for?
3 years, 2 years?
2.5
Yeah,
years.
almost 3.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you know, when you walked out of the back door of the house, you could see Magruder.
You can see-
Fort
you can
from
see-
the-
Yeah, you can see the fort. Like I said, it was about 2 blocks away from us. We were actually on
It
part
was-
of the battle.
It was literally over across the street
Yeah.
a little ways.
But dude, like it was like there was the freakiest thing I seen. And I remember because 2 nights later our daughter came in the bedroom, scared the shit out of me. But when I was sleeping, like laying in bed, and the way our bedroom was set up, our windows were behind our headboard and it had a street light, so it'll light up your room so you can see really good. Sucked when you're trying to sleep, but like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you can see bright as shit in our fucking room. So I was there sleeping and something woke me up and I woke up. And when I woke up, as soon as I opened my eyes, 2 people leaned over and it was a guy that had slick hair, a high collar, the mustache that went up, you know, clean shaven, like old era clothes. And then the lady, she was also dressed in like Victorian clothes, wearing black, had the white stuff that went all the way up to her neck that was buttoned up and had a high bun. And they were just staring at me, like, and I'm fucking just staring back at them like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? I close my eyes and open my eyes and they're fucking gone.
The fact that you guys experienced this for so long and still like are attracted to it when you go, because I mean, whenever you guys go on trips, I always see like we're going on this haunted like
Because we like the history.
Is it
We
like a
history of
connection
learning.
now, or is it
Well,
just
It's kind of a sick fetish, man. Like, you know,
So, the house that we live in currently is 30 feet from a graveyard.
that? Yeah.
So,
How
I mean,
about
it's just, and
You
when
said our neighbors are very quiet.
they're very quiet. They
Yeah,
never
very
complain. They don't complain about nothing. They
and
let me barbecue, whatever. They don't complain.
honestly,
Like,
when we look at the land,
I was
you know,
scared, man.
I was like,
I was
it
scared.
just attracted this shit.
Yeah, we do.
We probably should.
I dealt with this shit.
but
I
this
dealt with
is-
this shit my whole life. I think that's why I'm triggered, because I lived in multiple houses that had ghosts. Ever since I can remember, since my earliest base housing, like when I was like 5 or 6 years old, all the way up, like my whole life I dealt. So it's kind of like I felt like it followed me around like my whole life.
the-
This is the only house that I could say that it's been crazy, because we're next to a graveyard. It's the only one that feels like we never had anything, you know, like
You need to figure out what the denomination there it is of that church and be like,
Baptist.
cool.
Baptist. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, like it's
I think that just to really close up that other house, we had the biggest thing that ever happened there was these 2 stories kind of go hand in hand. So, Bella always slept walk. She
One of
the
your
minute we-
kids.
the middle,
my second youngest daughter.
the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, she always slept walk. From the minute we moved into that house, she slept walk
Same time.
every
night.
night the same.
11, it was an odd number, 11:33. That's what
Yeah,
time.
every night.
Every night. Same time.
So it's like right when we both got home, here comes Bella. You know,
Doing the
and
same
she's
thing.
rubbing her face, rubbing her
Yeah.
stomach, you know,
And
always
speaking in tongues,
speaking in tongues.
You don't even know what she's saying.
So,
Yeah.
and she slept in the top bunk of one of the
Yeah.
rooms. And so I
How
was
old
like,
was she at the time?
8, 9.
yeah.
Man.
That's so scary.
And she just always did it. So, like, one night I got home and it was like 11:15, something like that. And he was working later. So he was coming home a little bit later than normal. And so I had gone to take a shower and I took the dog in there. So I was like, all right, so let's get, I'm gonna go take a shower. And so I'm get out of the shower and I'm drying my legs, and somebody walks down the hall. Like, boom, boom,
Heavy
boom,
boots.
heavy
Heavy
boots.
He was
Boom,
there a
boom.
lot. Like he was
And
there
I
a
was
lot.
like, I grabbed my phone and I'm like, he's not supposed to be here yet, you know? And so Sophie jumps up and she's like, oh, Pep's home, you know? Okay. So I grabbed the only thing that was available was a plastic bottle of Listerine. I was gonna
A big bottle, man. Like
yeah,
a big
the
bottle.
big bottle. I got that thing. I'm like, all right,
The Sam's Club.
him or me. And it's fun. But the crazy thing is, in my head, when
It'd be
I
like a water bat.
right,
Remember that?
That's exactly what it is.
in my head, I'm like, when I heard it, I was like, who could that be? And immediately I saw this soldier with heavy boots, a long beard, and he's not wearing a hat, but he's just the soldier, like he's passing through, you know? And I was like, who the fuck is this? So I open the door and the dog runs through the house.
Clears the house, man.
She's
Clears all
checking
the
all the
rooms.
rooms.
Clears all the rooms.
And I'm like, is there anybody here? Nobody's here. You know, and I'm like, fuck this. I'm going outside. I sat on the front porch until it left. And I was like, so
How long
fucking
was that?
good. Huh?
So I
How
got
long
home.
were you on the front porch for?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, probably about that. Because like I varied when I came home. It was whenever I finished my
He was
time.
like, he pulled up and I was like, I don't think I can be here anymore.
Bro, like I used to call her because she used to get off 11:30 at night. I'd be like, hey, I'll be at my mom's. Call me. We'll drive home together. Like I would leave my mom's house and then we'll both head back to the house together because that house was so bad like that.
Right.
This is a funny story because our kids, we were sitting there doing the same thing we're doing now.
Years
We're
later.
at a family function. They're adults now. They're young adults. You know what I mean? And we're sitting at the table and we get on the subject, start talking about ghosts. And then we start talking about the house. Now our son Dave, he's in a totally different room. Like TV's on, they're playing Monopoly. They don't know what's going on, what we're doing. So we're in there, Bella, she's in there and we started talking. And we're like, you remember anything about the house? And then she was like, yeah, it was kind of weird, especially all I really remember is the guy that used to stand in my closet with the big, heavy black boots. And he's just stare at us all night from our closet and just be standing. You could see him. He's standing behind the clothes and he's just looking out.
She used to ask me to shut her closet door every night.
It
and
gets
I never-
crazy. It gets,
I never knew why.
you give me goosebumps right now because we all heard it through the house. Yeah. So we all heard this. That's how we always called them heavy boots because you could hear them walking down. We had hardwood floor, so you could hear them like heavy boots, cavalry boots, walking in the house, like big, heavy, solid boots. So we're driving on the way back, and all the kids in the back seat, and we're not even talking about it. So the kids, Bella asked her brothers because they shared the room. Was like, "Hey, you remember anything crazy about the house we used to live at?" He was like, "What house?" And she was like, "The one in Stewart." He was like, "No, not really." And then he got quiet. He was like, "Oh yeah, but I do remember the guy with the heavy boots that used to sit in our closet staring at us." Everybody got quiet,
We're
like,
like-
what the fuck?
Because he
So-
was like, fine,
Yeah, he was fine. Like,
you know?
it was crazy shit like that, man.
And the minute we left that house,
They tried not letting us sell it.
oh yeah,
It started attacking everything that we knew.
like
didn't
the
want us to leave.
plumbing clogged,
Roof leaks.
the roof leak, the sewer. There is an
Backed
old
up.
septic tank that backed up under the house.
into the house.
You know, yeah, it was just
Yeah.
within the months of
Yeah.
us trying to sell it, like they were doing the inspections and everything. Everything went wrong.
Everything fell.
And never had those problems before.
Never had them.
Never.
We
No.
lived there, like I said, almost 3 years. Never had a backed up toilet.
Nothing.
We never had
any problem.
never had sewage or whatever the fuck was that came up into our shower, our bathtub. And then the back of our house just magically started leaking. Like
Yeah,
we went through some crazy
we had to
storms.
replace the roof.
We had
we
to
had
spend
to
so
take-
much money to get
We
out
had to
there.
take the old
Yeah.
septic tank and destroy it completely because it was connected. We were connected to
They had to backfill it.
main
So
city water.
we had to spend money to get out that house.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
and the crazy shit, the activity in the house, you could tell it went from, ooh, this is scary to, ooh, this is dangerous because
Yeah.
it started getting like, it was angry that as soon as
Yes.
it found out that we were trying to leave,
like
it got mad.
he
Like,
was cooking one night and I wasn't home. Nobody was home.
yeah, this shit was scary.
And like he said that it sounded like somebody had broken a window
in the back bedroom.
in the back bedroom. And so he's like grabbing a knife and going down there to see, and there's nothing.
But it's so bad.
Right.
Like, all right, so I'm cooking. And like I'm chopping stuff up. Sophie's like probably about 2 years old, 3 years old.
Yeah, something like that.
She's laying down behind. Yeah, she's laying behind me, just laying down. He heard it because when it happened, you know, when dogs jump, like she jumped and stood up and was looking around the house, like, what the fuck was that? So I knew I wasn't crazy. So I grabbed that knife and I'm like, fuck it. And I grabbed another knife and I was like, I gotta go find out or I will die in the kitchen, you know. So let me go find out what's going on. So he gave a tough guy to him. I set my dog down the hall to make sure it's I got 4 dogs. And she did because she was good at it. So I was like, come on, girl. And she'll run down, go in the first bedroom, come out, go in the bathroom, come out.
I'm with the same shit, bro. It's okay.
So I go into the room where it sounded like it came from, was my daughter's room. And I go in there, turn the light on, and I'm like, nothing broken. So I fucking open the blinds, look at the windows, nothing. So I'm like, okay, maybe my bedroom. So I go check those windows. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna check every window in this fucking house. Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
You know what, you guys? I had another question on
Come
here
on.
that said, other than the haunted house, what was the scariest experience you ever had? I'm gonna cross that off because fucking A, that shit's nuts.
We've
Look,
had scary encounters on ghost walks. So
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, fuck it, let's do it again.
We're kind of stupid. What kind of dumb?
it's like adrenaline junkies now. You guys like
It is.
It's a level of like
Trauma.
yeah, or paranormal that most people have never experienced. So, in order to get that like rush again, you either have to like talk about it, which makes you re-experience, or go try and. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, but it's weird. Like that's weird because me and her both are the same way. Like we didn't start doing this like together. Like we kind of always been like about that separately. Like it's just like one of the hobbies that we enjoy that we got together. It's weird, but like, but exactly that. It's adrenaline. Like it feels
Kind
good.
of a mixture of like history and
Yeah.
like
I mean, we're
the
AD
era that
camp.
we grew up in was you sat down and watched Friday the 13th when you were 4. Like,
Right.
so
So,
I mean, it kind of mixes. If you like
It makes
history and
sense.
you want to like, ooh, scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone on ghost tours all over the country.
Yeah.
And you know, I think New Orleans was the scariest.
That
one.
would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
Where were you at in New Orleans?
That was
Was it
wild.
a graveyard? Was it a house? What was
bro,
it?
we did. It was like 2 hours for.
Charleston's amazing.
Yeah, Charleston.
Charleston was
Cool.
I mean,
My favorite is Charleston. Hers is New Orleans.
well, no, I mean the scariest thing that happened was when we had the detector thing.
Oh
and
yeah.
whatever it said something to him. What did it say? Like
All right,
die
so-
or something? And we were like,
No, it said run.
run.
So
Oh.
so what happened? We went on a ghost tour and took us all over to the major graveyards. But the last place it took us to was a memorial for the Katrina victims. A lot of homeless people that was unknown. So they made a site for them.
And they're in turn.
Yeah, so they're pretty much they put them there, and these
It's a mass
people.
grave.
I didn't mess with the damn.
Like a
It's like a
crematorium.
mausoleum.
Yeah.
It's like a mausoleum kind
They
of.
were cremated.
It's like
they
a
were
wall
like-
and then place it wall.
Yeah.
And then-
Everyone's in one area. It's just a whole bunch of people.
Well, yeah, that's how they do it.
212.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was 212.
I
That's
believe.
mass.
It was good amount.
Yes.
And they said that the reason why they were John Doe's because they were homeless people. So
Yeah.
the homeless had nowhere to go, so they pretty much drowned. And we were there, and they had these little metal copper bars that you walked with and asked questions. I didn't do all that. Like I just had my phone, and I was walking up to each couple that was standing next to the damn wall thing above her. And I'm walking by them. As soon as like I see their things go, whoom, just slam. like violently. Like it just went like this. And when their shit went like this, my phone fucking came on and it was like a speaker box and it said run. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it moving. So I just kept moving. And then the people came up and they were like, hey, did anything weird happen like as you were walking by us? And I was like, yeah, I was like, it told me this. So I just kept walking. That's why I was gonna ask y'all. That's like be careful.
Hard dogs.
Yeah.
Animal house.
That's it. That's it. But when I saw that it said run, I was just like, I'm just gonna keep walking. Like I'm brave, but I knew I didn't want to stop there because something just happened. So I just kept going. And they were like,
"Hey, run!" But you're like,
they said they were talking. They were talking to somebody. Somebody was talking, and then as I came up, like they said that
They just went with him.
it slammed, and then it just stopped. And then that's when I showed them. It freaked me out, man.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. Like that shit freaked me out. Charleston was the scariest because we went to an actual prison that's been there since the pirates.
I forgot.
Yeah,
The jail.
the jail,
The
that's
Charleston jail.
Like we did.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Dude. That
That
okay,
was scary.
that was the scariest thing.
I don't think I would do that one again.
Yeah.
That I was
And we were
literally I
there.
was scared.
We
I
were
was
there
running.
not long ago. We are like, we should do the jail.
I'm like,
No.
no. Like that actually scared me because of what we saw, what we felt, and the other video that other people caught while we were there. And
Like right next to us.
the story. So
After 3 years in that haunted house,
yeah, come on.
okay,
Yeah.
that Charleston jail scared you more than
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, because the story, man. Like this all right, so a lot of people don't know that the history of Charleston. That's why like they say New Orleans. They say New Orleans, like every place that you walk, you're walking on dead people because over the time, like all the disease, everything that hit that
Spanish
area,
flu.
yellow fever, like all that stuff that hit there. So it killed a lot of people.
Mhm.
But the same thing happened in Charleston,
Right.
like on top of wars that
Right.
went through Charleston.
Right.
Just in that jail, they said there's about, when we were standing in the park lot, the guy was like, there's about 25 to 30,000 people dead, buried underneath us that we know of
In the park.
in the parking lot. It was where the Spanish flu hit, and they ran out of places to bury
Bury.
people, so they had to do mass because they had
Had
to.
to, had to
so
get
many
them
people,
underground.
yeah, so there's so
Wow.
many. Yeah, so there's so many people dying.
And there was a lot of those. Like,
Yeah, everywhere. There was a lot. There's 2 stories. I got pictures on my phone where I got ghosts of 2 stories that go on in there. But the reason why Charleston really scared me is we went in there and the first room we went into was the red room. And the red room is where the first female serial killer that was ever in America got sent to the gallows there. Like what she was doing, had a house. She was telegrammed, like in, I guess, like Craigslist kind of, like in the newspaper. And saying she needed help. She needed help. She got a small farm. She needs a man to help. So these men would come out. She'll fucking steal their money, poison them, and bury them in the backyard.
Mhm.
She did like a lot. She murdered a whole lot. She would have kept getting away with it. But one guy that she tried poisoning,
He got away.
he got away and he was able to get outside and he started screaming and they realized what happened. They saved him and he told them everything.
probably an Irishman with a strong liver.
Yeah, probably more
You
like,
shouldn't dose him hard enough.
I'm just thinking.
yeah,
He's like, we're trash for the strand shit.
yeah. But the lady that was a serial killer, they put her in that jail.
Yeah.
They put her in
She's
jail in
only
the
female.
like the red room was about probably 25 by 20, and there was anywhere between 200 to 300 people in there. They couldn't even lay down. They had to stand up. That's how they slept, standing up. They put her in there with nothing but men.
She's the only woman.
And they said that she was her beauty. The reason why she was able to get so many men, because she looked like she was the prettiest woman in Charleston. That's
She
what they
was
said.
beautiful.
They said she was like the supermodel.
Not after a week.
No.
in it.
But no, then it gets darker. This woman was evil.
She
Like,
was pure evil.
so they ended up sending her. And this is how sick Charleston is. So there's a spot where everybody gets married at. It's like a little gazebo, and it looks real.
Battery for
Yeah, battery. That's where the gallows were actually originally at. That's where they hung people at.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where they hung the lady. So what she had to do, she was walking down to the gallows, and the law. This is how crazy the law is. If she was to marry somebody, because of the era and the times, I guess it was like 1800s, that man will take on whatever law she broke because he's a man of the house. So they were paying him, and she'll go free. So as she's walking up, she's asking people to marry her.
Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Will you marry
Will
me?
you marry me? Like all the way up, and everybody was like, no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but then it gets sicker. So she gets up there to the gallows, put it around her neck, and this around her neck.
any last words?
She said, does anybody have a message for the devil? Because I'll be seeing him shortly. And then and then she went and died. They said they had to fucking repeat the thing 3 or 4
Yeah.
times, like 5 or 7 minutes, that she would fight and stay alive. She wouldn't die.
What a missed opportunity for someone who was like terminally ill. Like some old leper was like, you know, I won't marry you if you slept with him. And he was, he's gonna die soon. Emily's gonna BJ before I go out. Find the hottest serial killing bitch. That dude would have been legend.
If we ever get to do one of these like haunted tours together, I don't think we can take him
Right.
because he will literally be so scared. He'll just try to joke through it to get through it.
Like,
It would be hilarious.
us ruining this.
Right?
I'm trying to hear right now.
He's scared, just joking, knowing he's literally trying not to piss his pants.
Dude, I got in trouble growing up when we did the Stations of the Cross Asian Bible School. I got kicked out of it because I kept on being the assassin in the crowd because I didn't get a main part. What it was like, if you guys ever seen the Stations of the Cross, what they do is like the lights go out and then everyone sets up. Boom, the spotlights go on, and then they talk about, and this is the 3rd time Jesus fell, and they like,
And this person helped them up.
yeah, but we're all standing there,
It's like that.
and then the lights go off again. They do, and then you go and do the next station. But during rehearsal, since they wouldn't let me be Jesus, I found a Roman sword. So every time the lights came on, I was like behind somebody, like with the thing behind their throat. And and they kicked me out of Vacation Bibles. I don't know why I got kicked. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm the assassin in the
I'm
crowd."
killing Jesus. He doesn't die here.
There's people killing everyone everywhere during this.
So funny.
I'm telling you, like, it's our small addiction, but it's so much fun because you learn about a lot of the history. That's what we like.
Yeah,
So-
there are worse addictions.
So
yeah.
the biggest scary part about that jail tour, honestly, is that these people were taking pictures, and
Oh,
we were
yeah.
taking pictures too, but we were just picking up this red glare everywhere. But this chick was taking pictures like over our shoulders, and we were like listening to the guide, and we're talking to him and all this stuff. She's taking pictures. She's getting pictures with full red silhouettes
She-
right behind us.
Yeah.
Like,
With a cell phone, or like she got
On a cell phone.
Something, yeah. I
And-
got pictures, dude. I'll show you one day. The pictures I got,
Yeah.
I think you sent them to me.
they're
Faces in the
the
graveyard.
graveyard
A
locked.
woman
Yeah.
standing in the
The
graveyard.
lady in white, that's a very sad story. Like
Yeah.
the reason why we like these because of the stories
stories.
that's connected. That is obviously got took the picture. That's real because they called it the lady in white, and I got a picture of it.
Yeah.
In a graveyard that pretty much it was crazy because our group walked off. They started walking away, and I was walking with them. And someone was like, "Nah, man, go back. You got a perfect opportunity. Go back, man. Take some pictures." I went back. The gate's locked, so I put my arm in there, and I just started taking pictures,
Random.
going crazy, just around the whole thing. And Didn't think anything of it. Like going to catch up with them, like finish the tour. We get back to the hotel and I'm looking, I'm like, the hell is this? And I swear, and I'm like, look at all this. And it was like 3 different ghosts that I caught.
Yeah.
Like,
Those skates, like dipping around one of
a
the
silhouette of a Spanish. It looked like it wasn't American. It had to be a Spanish soldier
yeah.
because they had like it was all fancy metal and stuff. Like, and it was like white going across. It was an old time soldier. You could see through them, but you could see them. And then the lady in white. That story, y'all, is an amazing story. It sucks, but it's an amazing story how bad the struggle was back then. Like this lady went into labor, had a baby. The baby and her both got yellow fever, so they had to separate them. So the baby ended up, because it was smaller, it died sooner. So like I told you about the mass graves, like they put the baby in one of the mass graves, and then she later on died a couple weeks later. And they put her in a different grave, and that's the lady that walks around that graveyard looking for a baby. And I got a picture of that. It's scary.
Yeah.
Like, but like John Boy, like it is scary though. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
like
On a more lighter note, I've developed only a couple of OCD things since I retired. One of them is a fear of flying, and the second one is because of you, Abby Joe, telling me about because you work at Budweiser, and you had mentioned something about always washing off the tops of your cans because you had seen some of the nastiest. You showed me pictures, and
Yeah.
you know, and not the knock on Budweiser or whatever, but people need to realize that. I mean, these are
Any can.
mm,
Anything.
same way, yeah.
And what are the perks you get from Budweiser?
Yeah.
Like most people say, you get like free beer. What is that?
Yeah.
Is it a
2 cases a month. So
and that's
Yeah.
just anyone who works for Anheuser-Busch. So
mhm.
if you drive a forklift in the warehouse,
Yep.
you get
Beer.
a case of any kind of Anheuser-Busch product.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is that now
Oh,
our breweries are brewing other stuff.
yeah. So you
So-
get other people's beer.
So yeah, so like right now, like last week we were packaging St. Ides.
Mhm. Yeah, they're doing my liquor right now. But I'm on
And
45.
Colt 45.
like,
Yeah. You know,
Is
and
it full English?
so yeah, so we what was it? St. Ides, Colt 45. We've got a bunch of
Yeah.
other stuff that
Nice.
we're packaging for other breweries. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of so we also
I like to Stella. Wow.
yeah, I
get
love
free,
Stella.
When I get free Stella,
But it's rare that we get Stella because it's not packaged at Williamsburg. Whatever we produce, we can have access to. So
Okay.
always
So
got
it's
that.
like a choice, or is it like, oh, the special
Yeah.
this month
We have
is
we have a beer giveaway area.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Get dark hair.
So we have a beer giveaway area, and it has like 15 or 20 pallets of beer, and we can just go and say, I'll take 2 of those or 6 of those or whatever. And you stockpile your beer. So like right now in my account, I have 13 cases. And
Artist.
so
God.
I usually donate my beer for like upcoming weddings and things like that. I'll donate the beer to people and friends and stuff.
that's fucking sweet.
Yeah. So
You have to sign for this. They keep track of all that kind of
no, they
thing.
keep track of my account, and it when you go in there, it says, January's beer, February's beer, that kind of stuff. And then you'll get special promotions, like if you fill out this quiz, you'll get a case of beer. So
Send me that link.
That's like natural light lemonade, pink lemonade.
oh,
It's horrible.
it's chugging.
That's just trash.
So,
Every drunk is like,
That's-
look at old thing. It's
Yeah.
free.
but
that's what they do though.
we've been doing this new beer that everybody's raving about. And I haven't tried it yet, and it's called Kona, and it's like Hawaiian.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Kona is great.
And yeah, we did that. So yeah, I've never had it.
Kona Big Wave. Kona Big Wave.
Yeah, we have some of that, And then this other one called Mango Cart, which I'm not familiar with at all, but everybody's like, you mix the Mango Cart with the Kona and it's terrific. And I'm like, okay, it's mango
It's like
beer.
a green room with an orange or some shit.
Yeah.
Or
Something like that. It sounds like that.
All right, that's worse.
So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, there's so many, there's a variety of things that you can get. And, you know, after working there for so long, you develop like, you know, I love beer, don't get me wrong, but I just want to try everything. I want to try other beer too, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, one of my favorites is a local brand that's brewed in Richmond called Legends Brown Ale.
Oh yeah.
Brown Ale. And I just love Legends Brown Ale. I mean, it's good.
Wasn't there? There was a brown ale that we grew up. It was like J.W. Dundee's or some shit.
I don't know. I just remember Honey Brown.
Yeah, something.
Honey
Honey
Brown.
Brown.
I remember Honey Brown.
Yeah.
I love some Honey
They
Brown.
had like a yellow label.
Yeah.
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 Damn, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah,
But I
for real.
love some fucking Honey Brown.
Yeah. It was like it was hot for like 6 months or some shit, and then never saw it. It was to me. I mean, you spend a lot of time in Texas, and we were in Oklahoma, and it was like a hot thing for them.
Yeah.
That was my stage where I went through fucking Miller. I was going through Miller. Like fucking, I was big. When I lived in Texas, I was big Miller. And then fucking the Lone Star and PBR.
More taste, less calories. Yeah.
Dude,
That
like,
was
I used to go to bars. I used to go to bars in Texas where it was 24 ounce, like $1.50, like fucking PBRs, like an hour.
Oh,
Like,
we're also making.
oh yeah, they're making PBR now. Yeah.
Love me some PBR, John.
Over. Come on, over.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, Anheuser-Busch is starting to brew your other shit.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. You guys, before we get going, thanks again for doing this. It's been wonderful talking to you. So glad we got those ghost stories because
Yeah.
man.
awesome.
And we're gonna have to do one together.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Our-
We should do on that serial killer lady. Sorry.
Arlene Warnos.
We could do a whole woman serial killer.
Yeah. What the hell with it?
Introduce
are-
Brandon.
Do you guys have any recommendations? Like, are you watching anything right now? Because I know Jimmy and I talked back.
I
and
just
forth.
got done watching what is it, Old Guard, the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started
It wasn't as good as the first one.
a new show on, and it ends like it's
Oh,
Oh, Apple TV. We don't have that. What
Yeah.
what are you watching?
this.
Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So it's
Apple.
about this firefighter who he's like a detective firefighter, and he kind of figures out how these people are setting fires and, you know, stuff like that.
They
They have
got-
a severe arson problem.
Yeah, they got a serial arson.
Yeah. I was gonna say what's his name in Backdraft?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
How's that?
Yeah.
De Niro.
Yeah.
De
Yeah,
Niro.
yeah,
De Niro.
De Niro.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like the dude, like he's doing inspecting, and he takes over. Him and the detective take over investigating because they got 2 serial arsonists that like it's burning down
really
grocery
good.
stores and shit.
Sounds
Like it's crazy. It's so far it's good.
yeah.
But we watched Ballerina, the
So-
John Wick.
oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I like that. That was-
In theaters, right? Because it's only in theaters right now.
yeah, no, it's
Oh,
on
we
Prime.
rented it.
You got on Prime. And we got-
Okay.
She ordered so much that we get free movies because she orders so much on Prime.
I have a problem.
Get Friday free movies. I'm like, girl, you ordered something this week?
Yeah.
Do you
See
see
my
what's on Prime right now? Thunderbolts, the new Avengers.
Oh yeah, I haven't started it yet.
I haven't rented it yet. She's mad at me because I watched Sinners without her.
Oh,
We were supposed to watch it together, and I got home and he was like, "Sinners is so great," and I was like,
I started talking.
birthday.
I knew I shouldn't have said shit. I was. I
Yeah, you
couldn't.
should lie. Great idea.
Well, I had already posted about it.
well,
I was at work. I wasn't on my phone. I didn't know he had already
Right.
watched it, and I guess she is so great, and I was like, I don't want to watch it now.
But I told her, I said I would watch it.
Watch
I was like,
Watch
oh,
it.
To watch it.
it is
Just,
so
yeah,
good.
we watched it like 4 times.
we went to the theater to watch it. The first
Yeah,
time.
and then I bought it
Yeah.
for free
Yeah.
because I buy two
Because-
deals on it.
Yeah.
Because you watch so many other
No, just because she buys shit like she buys useless shit. She buys like toilet paper. It's like it's cheaper and like Aldi and shit like that. Like she buys that shit. So I'm like, girl, go buy something. Like Friday's coming up. I need free food. Hurry up. Like,
But dude, the best thing on Netflix is Somebody Feed Phil.
oh yeah, man.
Yes.
That's
I
what it was.
already finished the one season. He put out 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? That's
Uh-huh.
what I
Yeah.
came on.
I
Why did-
finished like first season, like I finished it, and then it was like a next one started, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
love that.
It's-
That's my favorite.
Yeah. We
I
watched
like
the one
it.
with
I love the
Australia.
cameos too, especially now that his parents are dead. So now he brings in
Yeah, I love it.
the new
The
joke.
one we just watched, he had Mel Brooks.
yeah,
Great joke. Great
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
another thing. There what was the one we watched? It wasn't a really good one. The joke sucked. I forget what it was.
The one female, older female. Was she
Bonnie Hunt.
Was it Bonnie Hunt?
Oh well, yeah. Bonnie Hunt was kind of funny. I didn't know she was a nurse.
Yeah.
No, I like
Yeah,
her.
They said that.
No, I like her. The other old lady.
He said that she was an actress, and I was like, someone's a director.
Yeah.
You know?
Jane Fonda was on there. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I seen
yeah, I
that
like
one,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
One? Who else? No, I
Yeah.
know who you're talking about.
Lots of
They-
cameos.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was a joke that we were kind
It was real dry.
flat.
It was real dry and flat.
But but that's the thing. That's the greatest thing
It was a
about
good dude. He laughed.
It's
He's
a
so
punch.
laugh. Yeah, he's so.
it.
I love me a good mom and pop joke.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
right.
Well, thanks again, you guys. Love you so much. We're gonna stop recording here, and we'll see everyone else next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.